Imagine this. You got married 5 years ago, and even though your friends have been to countless other weddings since yours, they still talk about how unforgettable your wedding was. That's what you'll get if you hire a good DJ. So you're looking to hire a DJ for your wedding and not sure where to start. Well, this video might help you. Now, I'd like to emphasize, I am not a DJ, but after filming 80 weddings, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of different DJs and figured I could share my input in what I've experienced at different weddings. So to start, there seems to be a general understanding that the DJ plays music and has something to do with the flow of the night. That's correct, but really, there's so much more that they do. Imagine this, your reception is like a cruise, and your DJ is the captain. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have someone experienced controlling that massive boat. DJs in Iowa can range between $500 and $3,000+. Now, just like every other vendor, you get what you pay for. From my experience, there are a few things that reflect with the cost when you're hiring a DJ. Those are experience, equipment quality, aesthetic, and the connection and personalization. Now, when I say experience, I'm not talking about those DJs that have the tube lights who have been doing it for 20 plus years and they're always just playing the classics, nothing new. To be an experienced DJ, you need to know what was popular, what currently is popular, and what's going to be popular. But it's more than that. A wedding DJ needs to figure out if songs will work well at a wedding, and that requires a lot of research. There has to be the perfect balance of music. Most of the time, weddings have a pretty wide range of ages, from kids all the way to grandparents. And just like a scale, you don't want to offset one side of that scale. So that might mean playing grandma's favorite while also playing your favorite. If you want to keep your dance floor packed, then you need to hire a quality DJ that knows how to do that well. Along with song selection, you need to know how to make your reception feel like a singular event. That means choosing songs in specific orders to keep that balance between fast and slow songs so it feels fluid, as well as smoothly transitioning between songs and events. Those transition periods can make or break your reception. I know that might be hard to understand, but you know when you're really in the flow with something and then something pulls you away and then it's hard to get back into that flow. It's kind of like that. Another piece of experience is knowing how to set the mood. Sort of like how we set the moods with music in our videos, a DJ can set the mood with lighting. Every event has a different feel, so if you got dinner, your first dances, and then the partying. Even making lights fit a particular song, like maybe using orange and blue for NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, or flashing red and blue for songs that have sirens in them, or using orange and red for songs like Fireball. Being able to properly set the mood can make the whole experience so much more immersive and easier to create memories that last. The next piece is equipment quality. A setup like this can cost DJs upwards of $10,000 to $15,000 versus this setup, which can cost closer to $3,000. With higher quality equipment, you'll get better sounds and less chance of something failing. Now, maybe that doesn't matter to you, and that's fine, but something to consider is asking your DJ what would happen if something were to fail. Maybe a speaker stopped working, the mic didn't work, or some sort of equipment failure. Does your DJ have a backup? Good DJ will be prepared for any situation. Now with lighting, higher quality lights can have a surprising difference. Some lights are white, and some are close to white. And when you're looking at your photos from your wedding, a bluish white can make a white dress look sort of blue. It's not a huge thing, just something to keep in mind. Now, how well does your DJ blend in with the venue? The last thing you want is an eyesore at your reception. Take a moment to look at the differences between these two setups. It's one of those things that you may not notice in the moment because the couple will be the main focus. But really, people ultimately will be looking at the DJ for direction during those transition periods. And like I talked about earlier, those transition periods can make or break your reception. Also, you've booked this beautiful venue, so why not find a DJ that looks good there? So I've worked with a lot of DJs, and I've never seen a cleaner setup than Max Johnson with Center Stage Production. He is very particular about all the small details, things you'd never think about. When he pulled out his nail polish, I was blown away. A big thing with aesthetic also is cable management. The best thing you can do is look at pictures on the DJ's website or social media and see what the DJ's booth looks like. Most of the time the DJ's booth will be in some of your first dance photos, so you probably want that to blend in with the venue or at least look nice. The last part of aesthetic is how well they dress. And maybe that's something you don't care so much about, and that's fine. But most of the time your guests will more than likely trust somebody that dresses professionally. The last thing to know is how well they connect with you and your guests and what the end overall experience is like. When doing a consultation with your DJ, are they asking about your favorite genres? The do not playlists? Are they creating playlists for you? So ask them how they can personalize the experience. Maybe they create monograms for you. Maybe they play games. Now Max was actually the DJ at my wedding, and we didn't have a videographer sadly, but I'm so thankful we had Max because he actually records all the audio and delivers it to his couples. But it's more than that. He takes the audio home and cleans it up before he sends it to his couples. Yes, I wish I would have had a videographer, but I'm so glad I had Max because now we can actually relive our ceremony and reception with the photos and the audio.
I can't imagine my life without you, right by my side, holding my hand through this crazy adventure that we are about to begin. I am so excited to be your wife, but I am more excited that I will get to the honor of calling you my husband. I love you.
Even if your DJ doesn't have the best equipment or a bunch of fancy toys, if they are very personal and aesthetically pleasing, the overall experience will outweigh someone with a bunch of fancy toys who cares more about being the star of the show. You want a DJ that cares about making your day perfect. That means working with not only you, but with your other vendors. So now that you have all this info, what can you do? Well, first look for reviews and pictures on the DJ's website. Then the next thing is talk to your other vendors. More than likely, they can tell you if a DJ is a good choice or if they had a bad experience with them, or even recommend somebody that they like working with. Just make sure you do enough research. The last thing I want to tell you, this is your wedding day. It's supposed to be one of the best days of your life. And when it's all said and done, all you'll have left is the photos, videos, and the memories you and your guests made. Remember, your DJ plays a vital role in the overall experience that you and your guests have. Like I said earlier, I'm not a DJ, but as a videographer, it's my job to capture the overall experience. So I can kind of see how a DJ is from a wedding. Now, if you have more questions about DJs, you can feel free to contact me or Max Johnson at Center Stage Productions. I highly recommend Max Johnson. He's one of the best DJs I've worked with, and you will not regret it, I promise. Now, hopefully this video was helpful to you, and I hope your wedding is absolutely perfect.